Right, so nearly 12 years ago, after the release of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, the book, the final book in the series, J.K. Rowling happened to be sitting in New York City at a book signing, and she was taking Q&A, and someone asked about Dumbledore's sexuality, and she confirmed he was gay, right? And that sent ripples through the Harry Potter community. Everyone's like, Dumbledore's gay? We didn't learn about this by page 606 in book 6. But no, it's true. Dumbledore was gay. Right? No big deal. No one cared. Right? Like literally, like it was like, oh, okay, cool. He gay. That's fine. Again, no one really gives a shit. However, the big issue here was with how she did it. She didn't do it in the context of the book. She didn't do it in the context of exploring the character's history. She did it at a Q&A, kind of just off the cuff, like, ooh, now I can finally say he is gay. Right? Like, that's it. And again, it's been nearly 12 years. Everyone has gotten used to it at this point in time. But then the question arose once again. And that was happening when they were getting ready to prep the next series in the trilogy, or the next series in the movies. And that was going to be the not Harry Potter, but the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, right? So we know that in the Crimes of Grindelwald, Jude Law was going to be taking over for young Dumbledore, and he was going to be going up against Johnny Depp as Gellert Grindelwald, and if you know anything about the story, you know that they got real down and dirty. They got super down and dirty. Ooh. Lots of sex. You kind of figure that out, right? Especially because there's a scene in the movie when like they he's looking into that mirror that tells you things, and it shows him like his favorite memory or what he most desires, and it's him and Gellert, and they're younger and they're holding hands very passionately, like you do. And that being said, it was very much hinted at in the movie that those two were in a relationship, though it never came out right and said it. And this actually pissed off a lot of LGBTQ groups, because they were like, well, we know he's gay, so why aren't you saying anything? Well, we know that Fantastic Beasts 3 got pushed back a few months because the script for the last movie sucked, and that was J.K. Rowling's fault, and everyone called her out on it. So now J.K. Rowling is coming out and giving us a bit more details by saying J.K. Rowling confirms Dumbledore and Grindelwald's sexual relationship. By the way, this is a kid series or a young adult series. I know it's a kid series. It started when Harry Potter was 11. But hey, let's talk about Dumbledore's sexuality, right? It says here that J.K. Rowling has confirmed Dumbledore and Grindelwald's sexual relationship. The renowned best-selling author has made a variety of declarations over the years regarding both the wizarding world as well as the characters she developed while writing all 7 Harry Potter books. But like I said before, she never actually wrote in the books that he was gay. It was something that was retconned after the fact. And J.K. Rowling has definitely retconned things after the fact. She's done this so often that fans are just like, what are you doing? Like, why are you so dumb? I mean this literally. JK, why are you so dumb? She did this by coming out a couple years ago and saying, well, I really wish that Harry and Hermione had gotten together instead of, Hermione and Ron. Sure, we get it, because she's looking at it from the perspective of, Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson, hunka hubba hubba sort of situation going on. Much better than, the ginger and the hottie, because gingers have no souls, so they never get any love. I think that's fair. But still, she comes out and she retcons basically everything. And that makes it very interesting in regards to trying to take anything she says seriously. No, like a lot of Harry Potter fans at this point view her as like the worst person to ever talk about the Harry Potter universe, even though she created it, because she keeps bungling it up. But that being said here, going on, in keeping with her desire to expand the world she created, Rowling has once again put a spotlight on her favorite wizarding character. Complex reports that while recording material for the special features on the upcoming Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald Blu-ray, Rowling spoke about a sexual dimension between Dumbledore and the infamous Dark Wizard Grindelwald, calling their relationship incredibly intense. Incredibly intense. We're talking balls deep here, folks. That's how I take that, But anyway, what does she actually say? She says their relationship was incredibly intense. It was passionate, and it was a love relationship. But as happens in any relationship, gay or straight, or whatever label we want to put on it, one never knows really what the other person is feeling. You can't know. You can believe you know. So I'm less interested in the sexual side, though I believe there is a sexual dimension to this relationship, than I am in the sense of the emotions they felt for each other, which is ultimately the most fascinating thing about the all-human relationship. But wait, hold on a second. If you've seen the movie, and by the way, spoiler alert here, if you've seen Crimes of Grindelwald, you really basically know that like Dumbledore can't make a move on Grindelwald because Grindelwald basically like has his own version of a Horcrux, which is really just like how they made this bond with one another. Like it's a weird like locket that it contains like their blood. It's a blood pact that they made with one another, so they can't actually make any moves against one another at all. Except for maybe in the bedroom. But we're talking like pain here. Like you can't actually go after him. So at this particular point in time, it's somewhat stupid to sit there and go, yeah, okay, fine. You know, this is what you want to do. Whatever, dog. And it just, I don't know. I don't know. I think J.K. Rowling is once again coming up with things on the fly when it comes to these stories. And if you've ever listened to any of her fans break down how horrible she is at representation and how like in some of their minds extremely racist and problematic, like look at the elves who run, or the goblins who run the bank and what they were designed after. We're talking triple brackets here, if you know what I mean. But that's basically what it is like that's a big part of it. Is people are like, what are you trying to talk about here? Never mind the whole werewolf situation. By the way, in this particular case, werewolf is kind of slang for AIDS. Not even kidding you. She even said that herself, but she did it in like the worst possible way. She's like, hey kids, here's a werewolf. He has AIDS. But no, seriously, that's like she's terrible at this kind of stuff. She's really good at world building and creating these complex characters, but then she's really, really, really bad at metaphors, analogies, and breaking it all down, right? Because I mean, you know, werewolves equal AIDS. I'm just bringing that up again once for effect. So that being said, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with this whole next phase. I think the Dumbledore Grindelwald relationship is going to run parallel to the movies. I think it's not going to be something we get in like any kind of outright forthcoming perspective. Like there's not going to be a scene where the two of them are on a mountain, you know, backing it up. We're not going to get that at all. We're just going to get, you know, this long full stares at each other while J.K. Rowling is going to be writing her version of 50 Shades of Grey and publishing it under a pseudonym, because you know that's how she publishes literally every one of her other books. I'm not even kidding you. She's only produced the Harry Potter series under J.K. Rowling, her real name. The rest is all under a pen name. Surprisingly, they've actually sold pretty well, despite no one I know ever having read them or talking about them, like period. Even when they know what they are, they still never talk about them. Casual Vacancy, I'm looking at you. No, that was actually written under her name, I think, but it was shit. It was pretty shit. Anyway, I'm curious where things are going to go next with this particular franchise. I'm curious where things are going to go next with Harry Potter as a whole. Is it going to be Brokeback Hogwarts, or is it going to be a craftfully, carefully told story of a wizard and a warlock battling each other for domination over humanity, while deciding all who gets to be the power bottom? You know what I mean? I have no idea. But the point is, it's going to be interesting to see what happens next, especially how the activist groups are already coming out and attacking J.K. Rowling for once again